Good morning, and yeah, find me doing something very different today. Bit of urban river fishing. Just wanted to change things up. I've said before on other vlogs, you know, I do all types of fishing, although predominantly my vlogs have been carp or barbel. I do all types of fishing, so today I've just come, I'm on the River Chelmer, and it runs through a park. Anyone can fish this stretch, no one owns it, and yeah, I'm just going to walk up and down the river. I'm fortunate that my daughter, or one of my daughters, lives probably 20 minutes walk. I've done this morning through the town centre and into the park, and so I can park up there where there's not a lot of parking. And yeah, I've just dropped off by the train station. Actually, when the trains start going over, I'll be moving. But yeah, I'm in here early. I don't know anything about the river other than I've walked along it once with my daughter a few weeks ago with the dog, and yeah, saw a few holes that would look like good fish holding spots. So that's the plan. Just go up and down the river with the rod. I've got very little tackle. I've got my little jig rod just to have a go. I will have a few flings with a jig under this bridge where I am now for some perch. Got half a pint of maggots, a little bit of hemp. No, I haven't got hemp. Some casters, which are in a plastic bag with a little bit of water in them, just to keep them so as they don't float when you use them. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, the odd fish is rising already over here, so I don't want to waste too long chatting. So let's get the rods out, and yeah, I'll catch up or update this in a little bit when I'm either moved swim or caught some fish. We'll see what happens. So see you then. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, moved swims now. Moved away from the bridge. Probably stayed there a bit too long. I was getting loads of really finicky little bites and couldn't hook anything. So I was fishing double maggot, so I changed to a single maggot on the hook. And then I managed to catch the fish, but they were literally 3 inches long, little skinny baby roach. So I probably stayed there too long. I stuck with it. I probably had a dozen, maybe 15 fish. But I was convinced there'd be a bigger fish there, and there weren't. Well, if there was, they weren't biting my rigs. So wound in that rod. Had a couple of casts with the jig rod, thinking there'd be some perch there, but no perch, nothing. So yeah, I've upsticked, and I'm not actually where I wanted to be. When I walked along through this park with my daughter a few weeks ago and the dog, obviously we've turned off somewhere else, because I don't remember coming along this section of the river, and I can't find a section where I found a couple of nice holes that I wanted to fish. So yeah, not where I wanted to be. I'm on the other side of the river now, and got a nice little gap here. Got some lily pads in front of me, a lot of streamer weed there, and yeah, I thought I'd just trickle in some maggots with the Polaroids on. I could watch them going down, and absolutely nothing taking any maggots, which was a bit weird. I persevered and nothing. So then I thought I'd get the jig rod out and have a couple of little casts with that, and on the third cast I had probably the smallest jack pike I've ever caught in my life. But yeah, he'd fully taken the jig there. As soon as it hit the water, the lure, as soon as it hit the water, first jig, and it went. So yeah, so we've had him, but you know, it is one of those. I don't know what's in this river. I expected there to be perch, but haven't found any yet, and that's why I brought the jig rod with me. And I'm just trickling in baits now. I've finally seen some small roach taking the maggots as they're going down. So that's why I've stopped now. Just thought I'll update the vlog and keep trickling some maggots in for a bit longer before casting it, in the hope that we can get a couple of decent roach, or really I was hoping for a perch, but they're not here. Just talk you through the kit, I suppose. I've got well, my little jig rod, 6 foot, I think it's 8 gram, that jig rod, with a little 2500 reel on it, with braid on the reel. And yeah, that's just, and I think I've got, I don't know, 6 or 7 different jigs with me. I've already inserted the hooks in them just for a quick change around, and yeah, that's that set up. And then the Other one is my 12-foot John Wilson float rod, which is at least 20 years old, although you wouldn't think it to look at it. And a centre pin reel, again, that's at least 12 years old, because I remember when I bought it, it was at the old place, not the place I've just finished working at, the place I worked at 10 years before that. So it's about 10 to 12 years old, that centre pin. And yeah, I'm not great with a centre pin, but it's just the best reel in the world for trotting down the river. You can just rest the rod on your arm or on your leg, and it will just spin on its own. As the flow of the river takes the float down, it will just spin. It's so good for trotting. And that's got 50 yards of 4-pound line on it. Obviously got a float on there. Got a size, we've got a size 12 to 2.5 pound tied to nylon hook link. I think if you went to a smaller hook when I was down the other end, you could have caught a lot more of those tiny fish. But to be honest, even with glasses on, any smaller than 12, I am really struggling to even put a maggot on it. So unfortunately, that's what I've got, 12s. That probably hampers my fishing, especially now the waters are quite clear. But that's where we are. So I'm going to give it an hour in here now. So I've done an hour and a half down the bottom, and then give it an hour in here, see if we can get anything else out, and I'll update it as we go along. Speak to you in a bit. Okay, so yeah, welcome back. I'm in the full swim of the day now. Yeah, I'm going to call it a day now. Really struggled, to be honest. At least in this swim I had a slightly bigger roach and a little perch, but yeah, I haven't managed to find any big perch. Moved out that last swim because there was canoes up and down all the time, and where the river was really narrow there, it just killed the fishing. Not that it was that good, you know. I think I had a dozen again, small roach, them tiny size of your hand, 3-inch things. I mean, at least in this swim the roach was slightly bigger. I think I had 8 or 10 roach and a couple of perch, but again only tiny perch. Had a few casts with a jig rod, and yeah, nothing in here on the jig. So yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. This won't go on YouTube yet. I will do another stretch of the river that's free. So I'm going to go and give that a go one day, and hopefully wrap up the vlog with some better fish. So yeah, see you in a minute. Well, good morning and welcome back. And yeah, dog in tow today. We're still urban river fishing. I'm on the River Brain today. You can probably hear in the background the A12 is like 200 yards from me. Malden town centre, about a mile. So not as urban as the previous session where we were on the, I think it's on the that river, just behind Chelmsford in the park section. But I walked along here a week ago, brought the dog out for a walk. It's only 6 miles from my house. And there aren't many places you can fish at the moment this time of year, but in the winter this will be a great river to walk along. But where I am now, it's probably the most open area on the whole river. Of maybe there's 3 swims or 4 pegs you can get in at the moment. And I stood here and there were decent sized roach and rudd just out in front of me here. So I thought, right, come out early and let's get in here before it gets busy and just do a quick morning session. Obviously I expect dog walkers to be coming along by 10 o'clock. It'll probably be loads of kids here. I mean, the problem with fishing urban places are, yeah, perhaps not all kids are as good as you'd like them to be. And this peg now, there's a great big, well, there's a shopping trolley in front of me in this peg now. Whereas when I came a week ago looking at it, all there were fish, and a lot of fish. And I've even bought a keep now. I thought I would get a net full of fish today. But we'll see what happens. I mean, if a chub comes along, I'm pretty certain it will get in that shopping trolley. It's just too far out of my reach. I can't get it out. Yeah, I did try landing it. It doesn't quite reach it, so I can't pull the trolley out. Yeah, we'll just see what happens. You know, it's free fishing again, and that's the aim of this, just to show people that you don't have to be on syndicates or exclusive rivers. You can go anywhere where there's free fishing and still catch fish. Certainly this area, you may not want to come here at certain times of the year. I think it'll be a really good winter water. I didn't bring the perch rod with me. I couldn't find any perch. I walked, like I say, I've walked probably a mile this river, but there aren't many places you can get in. I did find some chub in a little tight peg down the bottom, not really fishable, but they were there the other day. So we'll just see what happens. Setup wise, it's the same, the John Wilson rod. I've got an array of floats, but I'm using the same float I did on the last session, little 4BB trotting float, undershot. It's only got 3BB on it, so it just sits a little bit high. The flow's quite fast here. I've put a bit of ground bait out. Last time I only had maggots, this time I've got ground bait and the maggots are getting out of the bloody pot. Oh geez. Yeah, so I've put a little bit of ground bait out because it was left over from my previous session. I've got maggots left over from a previous session, and we'll just see what happens. Like I say, 2, maybe 3 hours, just depends what happens. We get loads of kids turning up or too many dog walkers. I've already had one bloke walk up with 3 dogs. Oh, I normally let my dogs swim here. Well, unfortunately I'm here first and I'm fishing. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. But yeah, oh, the other thing I've done, I did go down to some smaller hooks. I think I said on the last trip, if I'd had smaller hooks, I think I would have caught a lot more fish because the fish were small. So I have gone down, I've got a size 16 on today, and we'll see what happens. Like I say, there's a little fish out there already, but not the size of fish that I was seeing before. But we'll see what we can get, a couple of hours, see if we can get a few fish in the net to show at the end. So yeah, see you later. Well, welcome back. Yeah, I'm in a different peg now, or not a different peg, I'm actually on another river now. I'm on the River Blackwater. I've come 1.5 miles down road. That first peg I went in, stayed in there for an hour, and first run through I had a little rudd, which I actually had the video still running when that happened, so thought this is a good start. Got the keep net out, put the little rudd in the keep net, and the next few run through I was catching minnows, which I didn't put in the keep net. And then it went a bit quiet, and yeah, what did we do? Yeah, I just kept trickling maggots in, and slowly I could get the odd bite. And the biggest problem I had there is there's a bit of flow on the river today, a bit more flow than normal for this river or that river, and the slack spot would be exactly where that trolley was, so I couldn't really fish the right spot. But I persevered for an hour, and I ended up with about a dozen fish. I think three or four ruds, some little roach. Yeah, so then walked all along the river to try and find another spot. But everything's so overgrown at the moment that you just can't get close to the river. So I thought, right, we'll go back to where I start the river. And there's a little platform there, a little concrete bridge. There's normally some fish there. Got there, and yeah, another trolley in the water, exactly where you want to be fishing. And I had a couple of runs through there, and just minnow. I mean, how the minnow that small were taking the float under, I don't know, but I think I had about 10 minnows and thought, no, this is no good. So I thought, I know, a different route back to the car. I'll walk via another, a bit more of that river where there's some nice gravel runs and then drop-offs, which is what you're looking for. You know, if that was a 7, there'd be barbel there, but there aren't barbel this far down south. So yeah, when I looked there, when I walked back last time with the dog, there was some small chub there, so I thought, I'll have a go there. But I went there and ran a few handfuls of maggots and casters through the swim. The water's clarity is still clear enough to see the fish if they're there. And yeah, there was nothing there. So I thought, right, let's jump in the car, come down here, like I say, 1.5 miles down the road on the Blackwater. I know there's 2 swims here, or 2 little tight pegs that sometimes have fish in. Now, unfortunately, one of them I can't get to because I'd have to walk under this bridge, and where the river's up, it's got water under it, and I haven't got boots or anything with me. So, yeah, I've come in here and, Alfie, get down. I've come in here and just run some maggots through, and decent roach has just come up and taken one of the maggots. So we're going to give it half an hour here, see if we can get a fish or two here. And yeah, and then just wrap the flog up. So yeah, I'll be speaking to you in a little while, wrap the flog up, and hopefully we've had a fish or two out of this peg, but it is going to be hard now. So see you then. Okay, that's it then, let's wrap it up. I should have come here first of all, really, probably. I've had, I had 30 minutes here. First 3 casts, I think I had a roach, a little chub, and a perch, I think. And then I've had about eight roach since then. So yeah, really good. Not sure this is quite urban. I've maybe just come off the urban tracks now, but it's certainly not countryside. I mean, every other, I'm sure while I'm doing this, somebody will drive over this bridge. Non-stop traffic going over this bridge, so it's certainly not countryside. But there you go, as if by magic. What can I say? You know, I'm no expert river fisherman, a long way from it. But what I would say is, don't be scared to go out there and have a go. Keep your tackle as light as possible so you can move around. Change your depths as you're fishing all the time. I think first 3 fish were quite shallow, and then after that I had to go deeper here to catch some more roach because they stopped feeding. Keep trickling in as much bait as you can. I mean, don't go over the top, but like a matchman, if you've watched a matchman, they never stop trickling bait in. I mean, they'd be even bringing a fish in and still baiting up somehow. So yeah, they're another class of fishermen, really, match fishermen. But yeah, you know, it's something different. I don't think there's much on the on YouTube about fishing rivers, coarse fishing, roach fishing, perch fishing, whatever fishing you want to do on the rivers. Really, it's whatever comes along when you're river fishing. But we've done all right in this. We've done, as I said, we started off on the can in the park, just down the, well, literally Chelmsford town centre. We had those, I think we had little roach, we may have had minnow, we had the jack pike, didn't we? But yeah, struggled a bit on there. Then we've gone up the road to the River Brain, and we've had the, what did we have up there? A few rudd, some roach, some minnows. And now we've come down here and had roach, perch and a little chub, all for free, you know. And I know the world's changed now, but when we were kids, we'd be cycling to all these places. So if you're a kid and you're watching this, get yourself a little cheap rod, reel, some thin line, small hooks, half a pint of maggots if you can't afford a pint, go and have a go. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching this, and yeah, if you have, there'll be a little subscribe button. It's somewhere down there. It's on the right of your screen as you're looking, on my left. But yeah, if you've enjoyed the watching this, subscribe and you'll get notifications when I put more vlogs on, and maybe look at some of my older ones. There's quite a few barbel ones on there, quite popular. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching. And oh yeah, the dog's been good as gold as well all day. He's sat down behind the camera now, so pat on the back for him. He'll get some treats in a minute. So yeah, anyway, see you on the bank next time.